welcome to Help Desk with Joe. This is show number 129. And with me here in Spencer, West Virginia at the Patch Turned Up studio is Justin and Joe.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning. And it's a good one. I'm wearing my orange today. It's Orange Day.
Ooh. I didn't get the memo.
I throw it out sporadically because it's kind of bright.
Yeah.
But I felt like today was a good day for it. It's kind of overcast, rainy, might have mixed weather later with snow and rain. And I was just like, you know what? I'm wearing orange. We're gonna go bright today.
Did either of you guys lose power last night?
No. I think
Nope.
Denise did out towards Walton Way, Gandyville.
Yeah.
But no, I did not.
Yeah, those winds were wicked.
Super windy yesterday.
Yeah.
My drive home, I thought, man, my car's going slow. But it's just because the wind was buffeting. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
it was buffeting so hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could hear it whipping around out there. Thankfully, nothing came down on me.
Yeah.
That might explain why Cena was wanting me to go fly a kite last night.
Joe, you know what you need to do? Really, nothing vindictive on my part, but you've heard of Ben Franklin, right?
Yeah.
Let's try that out.
Yeah, it's perfect kite flying weather.
Have you ever had much to do with kites?
It's been a long time since I've actually flown a kite.
So when the kids were little, we got like a good kite, like a 6-foot wingspan,
Ooh.
Heavy duty string and a big round reel that you can reel up really fast.
Yeah.
And we were somewhere, and I can't remember, and there was a store that had like really nice kites. So I dropped the $30 or $40 and got the nice kite, and I was like, this is gonna be awesome. Messed up one day and took it out in pretty decent winds. It was like a windy spring day.
Yeah.
That sucker drugged me. I couldn't reel it in. I was like, oh gosh, it's going to have to either collapse and break the spar that goes across,
Yeah.
or I'm just going to have to
Ride it out.
massively tug this thing in, because it had like 1,000-foot reel on it.
Oh, wow.
I had it way out. I mean, it was so high you could barely see it. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And then the kids were like, all right, we're tired of this because it's not that fun. And they couldn't hold it. It was pulling way too strong. And I was like, yeah, I'll reel it in. It took me forever. And I got to the point where I was pulling hard thinking, I'll just break it and, and then replace the spar and it'll come down a lot faster. But then it's like, if that actually breaks, it's going to fall and go, a mile away.
Right.
It'll be 800 feet away. In the woods or up in a tree, and then I won't get it back. So then I babied it, and it took forever, like an hour.
Yeah, because you're thinking, well, it's one thing to break a $3 kite. This is a $40 kite, so that completely changes everything.
No, time out. It's having 3 little kids that are like, we're bored and we want to go.
Good.
That was well worth. I'd have paid the $40 to not have to deal with the kite.
Yeah.
But I felt bad because I was like, if it breaks, the string's going across the road, and the kite's going to land in the woods, and it's just going to be a crap show trying to sort all that out. So I was like, I'll just take my time, reel it in, get it back. I was like, ugh.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd have gladly paid the $40 to just stop that event. If I had a magic button, just hit and be like, okay, kite's done.
Yeah.
I'd have done it. Easy.
Got to be an athlete to fly some of those kites, I guess.
Well, it was just stupid. It was too windy, and I knew it, but I was like, this is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Because, you ever fly a kite and you have to run and get it up, and it's a pain in the butt if there's not enough wind.
Right,
There was
right.
way too much. I had no problems. Like, that sucker was burning my hand, reeling out string. And I was like, this is awesome. Then I'd reel it in. I was like, this is not awesome.
Whoops.
Awesome is over. This stinks really bad. Anyway. Yeah, that's the kind of dumb stuff I get myself into. And anytime anybody's like, wow, you know stuff, I was like, not really.
Just from experience.
I was like, I know stuff, but not the kind of stuff you want to know. Like, I know not to fly a kite now in high winds, but by my own stupid experience.
Right.
Oh, gosh, anyway.
Good to know, though. Now I know.
No, don't let me influence you. You get yourself a good kite, you go out in that high weather, and you have at it, pal.
Yeah.
It's something everybody should have to deal with. Let me just tell you. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, welcome to Thursday, boys. It's So Joe, you've had a great. I don't know if it's great for you, but great for everybody else. An interesting weekend. You and Andrew Miller with WVRC did the big bridge move here in Spencer. That was the big news. You guys covered it live, which I find astonishing, amazing, and by golly, anybody that can talk through a bridge that moves at a creeping pace
it's
over 2 days is just impressive.
Yeah, we are still just completely dumbfounded on how in the world people not only watched a bridge being moved, but there were people invested in it, like watching from 6 p.m. to literally 6 a.m. the following morning, both days.
That's crazy.
Really? Wow.
I mean, it's a pretty big event. It's a really big deal for our community, and it's awesome. And I don't know if people remember, and I don't know if you two remember. Justin, I don't know if you were here when it happened, but I remember when and then we're talking about the Ruby Bradley Bridge by Walmart, where somebody came in, like a Department of Transportation come in, and they're like, all right, this bridge isn't safe for tractor trailers, so they
Yeah.
closed it down.
Yeah.
And all these tractor trailers that were delivered to Walmart and Tractor Supply were getting ticketed.
Yeah.
And because, the bridge couldn't sustain a tractor trailer going across it.
Right.
I was like, man, that's crazy. That bridge must be in bad shape. Well, somebody got, and I want to say Governor Manchin maybe at the time, or maybe he was a senator at that point, but either way.
I think he was still governor at that point.
Yeah, something happened and somebody got him involved, and he came in, he's like, look, you got to let tractor trailers go across that bridge, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, they took it from 2-lane and made it a 3rd lane and added a turning lane.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. So you can't drive a tractor trailer across it because it's unsafe, but you can add a 3rd lane, a turning lane, which would allow 3 lanes of cars to stop at a light and be on the bridge.
Well, yeah, it's load balancing.
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy. And then it was like it for another 10 years.
Yeah.
I was like, what happened here? That 10 years ago it was not safe for a tractor trailer, but now we can park 3 lanes of cars on it,
Right.
and it'll last another 10 years, and everybody's okay.
Now, I did learn something interesting. Well, a couple things interesting over the weekend, but one of the big ones is, the inserts, like on the old bridge that you can actually see through and see all the way down to Spring Creek.
Yes.
Okay, on the new one you see that they're sealed.
Yeah.
Those have to stay sealed.
Really? How come?
It is an EPA thing. Since Spring Creek is considered a national stream, those have to be sealed to keep salt water or anything like that.
Back up.
Yeah.
Spring Creek's a national spring?
Stream.
Stream?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I'd never heard of that.
I hadn't either, but Mayor Williams was telling me this, like that somebody higher up, it came down the pike that they said, yeah, Spring Creek is considered a national stream, so there could be no runoff of like salt water or anything like that from the bridge, so those inserts have to stay sealed.
Nice. Okay. I mean, hey, I appreciate that. I like clean water, so yeah.
I never had given that any thought, and
Yeah.
And then when we found out what they was using to help move the bridge, it actually completely boggled our minds.
Dawn dish detergent?
Yeah.
Denise told me that.
Yeah, I would have never given that a thought.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. So not only was we entertained, but we was educational too.
Yeah, nice. Well, good. Well, I'm glad they take those precautions. And I know there's probably a lot of people who are like, oh, yeah, save the frogs, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, a lot of people in West Virginia and Roane County fish.
Right.
I'm a fisherman, so if we can keep some fish alive and let kids learn to fish, and we've always done a water ecology fly fishing class here.
Right.
I'm for it. I want fish to live. I want my kids to have a place to fish, and other people's kids to have a place to fish. So, if it takes plugging up some drains that don't allow salt water and road chemicals to be in the creek, great.
Right.
Good for it. That's good. All right. Well, let's get going today. So you got some 3 good stories and a phone review. So I'm excited.
Yes.
Tell us about Apple. What's new with Apple?
So Apple has released an update. iOS 16.3 is out now, and here's some of the new features coming your way. So Apple sent out this update this week, and it has the ability to use physical security keys for 2-factor authentication, and it also introduces a new emergency SOS calls and adds support for the HomePod smart speaker. So last year, Apple announced the hardware key feature, which allows you to use third-party hardware security keys to make your 2-factor authentication even stronger. The company also introduced advanced data protection to encrypt information. There's also a tweak to the emergency SOS calls, now requires users to hold the side button and the up or down volume button and then releasing. So if you're in an emergency situation, instead of trying to unlock your phone, call 911, you can push those 2 buttons and it'll automatically pop up a little screen for you to call 911.
What buttons is it?
If you can remember the buttons, yeah.
Yeah, it is the button, the side button, like the sleep button, and the either volume up or volume down button. You push both those buttons at the same time.
Holy cow. I'm glad my mom does not have Apple. She switched plans and I got her a Samsung.
Yeah.
Because she struggles with that. Like,
Yeah.
she leaves her phone on all the time. She turns the volume down all the time. And she's like, I don't know what the phone's doing. It's always turned down. And I'm like, you turn the volume down, just holding it.
Yeah.
So she would be calling 911 on a regular basis. Just because she holds her phone and she doesn't realize, she's holding the buttons.
Right.
So she'll turn her phone off on accident. Or
Right.
You know, or like her biggest thing is she'll turn the volume down.
Yeah.
And she's like, I didn't touch it. And I was like, I'm looking at you holding it
Yeah.
with your hand on the volume.
I literally just watched the volume go down on the screen.
Yeah. And but if she had an Apple, she'd be like, 911. Why are you calling me? What's
Yeah.
going on here? Am I in an emergency?
Yeah.
I'm not. I didn't know I was, but okay.
My phone knows more
I
than
don't-
I do. Apparently, I do have an emergency.
Yeah. I didn't know I needed you, but okay.
Yeah.
Can I go get you a Tudor's biscuit? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, I mean, that's not usually, you know, we're beating Apple up, so I guess that's a good story.
Yeah, I'm excited and impressed and applaud Apple for once that they're actually
For once.
that they're allowing a third-party hardware security keys for two-factor authentication.
Yeah, you're welcome, Justin.
So what's that involved? Like fingerprinting or something? Or-
No, like you can get like a little
Security?
It's like a little dongle you can get that either generates keys or like you can connect it to with your phone, like Bluetooth or something like that. It's because with two-factor authentication, it's something you have and something you know. So you know your password, and then that something you have is either a code generated through like an authenticator app, or they'll send you a text message, or they'll send you an email, or you can have like an actual physical device, what they call a security key, that can actually be your second factor authentication.
So you have to have an extra. You have to buy more stuff in order to get two-factor. That's a bad.
Well, you don't have to.
I'm just saying.
but
That
it's a little
doesn't surprise me.
it's a little stronger second factor authentication.
Until you lose it.
Yeah, but at that point, it doesn't matter.
What?
Okay, so what are the odds of you losing it, me finding it, me knowing that it's
But
your...
I'm saying if I lost it, how am I going to use it to authenticate what I want to get into?
Well, and then yeah, you're in trouble. You have to figure out a
Yeah.
plan B.
I mean, I struggle to keep track of my days, much less an external dongle that I need to get into my phone.
Right.
I mean, I try to keep getting into my phone as simple as possible.
Yeah.
At this point in my life.
Oh, Dave, I don't want to hear that.
But you know,
Right,
that's typical
right.
Apple. You know what you need. We're going to do this exclusive thing.
You see, that's what I'm surprised that they didn't do. Was they created this exclusive Apple
Well,
security
you have to
key.
pay for it, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised Apple didn't try to come up with one to sell.
Oh, it's a third party?
Yeah,
Yeah, that is surprising.
I mean, they came up with these AirTags that just have been nothing but a nightmare. So why didn't they?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what I would love to do? I would love to go to one of their meetings. And I know we talk about this just so that we can stop some of the nonsense.
Right.
But honestly, I would love to go sit and just wait until we could pick out the guy or the girl. I don't want to be sexist.
Right.
The
person.
that is sitting in the back of the room that's like, bloody brilliant! And be like, and watch this all go down. You know what we need? Let's do a dongle for two-factor authentication. Let's get a third party to do it. And that would be brilliant.
Yeah.
And then somebody in the back's like, bloody brilliant!
Yeah.
I'll be like, there they are.
There they, yeah.
I've been waiting.
Yeah.
There they are. Now I know. I'd be like, what's your name, man?
Yeah.
I gotta follow you on whatever social media is because this is gonna be a circus.
Yeah.
Would you consider this like an important update? Like, should I tell my mom to get update? Is this a security thing?
Yeah, there's usually some security fixes and glitch fixes involved as well. So it's not only just new features, but there's usually some security and glitch fixes that are also included.
Yeah. So I should start texting my friends and being like, look, I know you're an Apple user and you're not the brightest in the world, so go ahead and do your update.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a,
Should I include all that?
if you want.
I usually do, so it's
Okay, yeah, go for it.
okay.
Yeah,
I'm joking, I don't. I just say update your stuff.
advanced data protection to encrypt information, that's just an extra security layer that's also coming into the update. So it's going to encrypt even more information on your phone for your protection.
Alright, so update to 16.3.
Yes.
I like it. Good stuff, Apple.
Yeah. I don't know that that's how I would term it. I mean, way to provide more solutions to problems that shouldn't have in the first place. Jeez. Good old Apple.
Are there Android devices where you can get in on this dongle action that Apple is?
Why?
Honestly, Justin, I do not know. I'm going to assume so.
Oh boy.
Let me look up here.
You know, we need it. Well, look at what Apple's doing. We need us some of that. I just want to run around with a dongle that, I got to carry with me so I can get my phone.
Yeah. How come they get to do all the fun stuff? We gotta.
Gosh.
Yeah, actually, again, Android had it first.
Ooh.
What? Android has that?
Yeah, you can actually go to the Google store and buy what they call a Titan security key
Oh boy.
for $30. So see, there's another Apple trying to catch up.
I don't know about you guys. Alright, so not the 3 people that I care enough to tell. Yes, only 3. If I don't do it now, I'll forget. So that's why I don't need a dongle to keep track of.
There you go.
My memory. I'm like, you guys ever seen that movie 50 First Dates with Drew Barrymore? And
Yes.
I'm like that guy that every 10-second Tom, except it's about 10 minutes. Like I was supposed to do something, and crap, I can't remember. That's would be like, aren't I supposed to have like a dongle for something? I don't know. Where did it go? I don't know.
That must not have been that important.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Well, Apple updates are for all the Apple users out there. Update to 16.3, and go fetch you one of those dongles because you just need to pay for more stuff so you can have an Apple phone.
There you go.
I'm on a sarcastic run today.
It's been having a good week.
Thursday.
Yeah.
I've had a great week.
Well, see, there you go.
It's been nice. I don't know. It's just for everybody that doesn't know, we here at Patch, we do a lot of stuff.
Yes.
But we've gotten just fantastic reports from our programs. Like out of Gary, Darlene Norman is running a program out there. She had 61 kids enrolled in the program, and it's just going fantastic. We're working with the high tunnel out there, and we got Nick Moorhead, who's in from WVU, just graduated from WVU. Has a little bit of lag before he starts his job, his real job, so he's working for us out there. And if you don't know Nick Moorhead, he's a great kid, a worker and a half, and he and Kenny got their greenhouse ready to go for the spring. So we're just knocking stuff out. It's crazy. Walton with Bailey O'Brien is shaping up. It's going to be a great program again. And here at Spencer Middle with who's the site coordinator? Crap.
Mrs. Blosser.
Yeah, Miss Blosser is
Yep.
shaping up to be fantastic. The elementary school started. It's amazing with I forget who the
Miss Westfall.
yeah, that's right, Miss Westall. So yeah, just Work County, we're doing great over there. If everybody knows Morgan Cottrell Roberts.
Yes.
With Matt Roberts. And the crew over there in Work County is going great. So it's been a good week. We're getting great stuff going on.
Yeah. I've heard nothing but great things about the Patch program over in Work County.
Yeah.
Seen his
Oh,
family.
that's right. Seen his family.
Yeah,
do it,
yeah. And it's funny, Morgan Roberts was seen his cousin's boy's teacher, so
Yeah.
so Morgan, I'm going to go ahead and say I apologize.
Yeah.
But I know Logan.
I know the struggle.
Yeah, I know Logan very well, and the boy, I think he was her teacher last year,
Yeah.
and I guarantee you she had an uphill battle.
As is with most kids. I mean,
yeah. He's a
every
good
once in a while
kid.
you have those dandies.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's just ornery.
Yeah. That's all right. That's how kids are.
It makes life interesting.
But that's we had half a day of school yesterday, so we got Justin and I went over and trained and worked with the boys in the green room, which they're an awesome group. They're funny. It's so funny. Garrett Braxton and Waylon, and we added Carter Kinder here this week, so good kids. It's funny, just I don't know, you talk about a lot of stuff with high school kids, their future. It still astounds me that we ask 18-year-olds to make a decision on what they want to do for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
When I was 18, I was such a knucklehead, and with my own experience with Kale, it's something else. But, talking to the boys over there, we have such good kids here in our community. It's amazing.
Yeah, I don't remember who I was talking to, but I was talking to a kid, he was a senior in high school a couple weeks ago, and I don't even remember where I was at when I was talking to him.
You need a dongle to keep track of.
Yeah. Yes, most definitely. I asked him, I said, what do you plan on doing after you graduate? Or he said he was going to college. I said, what are you studying? He said, I really don't know. He said, I'm just still kind of feeling the waters. I told him, I said, that's okay. I said, as long as 10 years from now I don't see you and you're a professional student at this point and still sitting in college trying to figure out a major, I said, or figure out what you're going to do with your life, I said, that's fine. I said, you don't have to have everything lined up and ready to go. I said, as long as...
Now, I'm going to politely disagree with you. I've seen those, what's the Ryan Reynolds Van something movies?
Van Wilder.
Van Wilder. Looks like he's having a heck of a good time. I'm just going to throw it out there. Being a college student, if you can get away with it for 10 years, it might be all right.
Yeah, okay.
Every parent's going, shut your mouth.
I was going to say, Dad,
curses to you.
I'm going to be a damper on this. Don't you have a kid in college?
I do. And honestly, I go back and forth, and I tell all the kids this. Because we have a lot of kids that, you could take classes at the high school and come out as a sophomore in college.
Right.
And that leaves you 2 years, and I'm just like, the college experience is such a good one. And I hate to say it, but when you get out, it's going to work. You know, and you work for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So I tell Kale, go to college, get your 4 years, get your master's degree in whatever you want, and enjoy those years because you can't get them back. Once you start working, you're working.
Well, and if you're going to whatever degree you're planning on pursuing, do it now. And even if you want to go to that next level, do it now because
it's so hard
once
to
you
do.
get out, it is so difficult to go back and do it and get upgraded or more.
And I'm a product of that. I got my 4-year degree, got married, had kids, and then went on weekends and night classes to get my master's, and it took forever, and it cost me 10 times more.
Yeah.
So I agree wholeheartedly. That's sound advice, Joe. All right, anyway, man, we got way off track. Justin, what the heck's going on here? Let's talk about whatever you want Thursday, I guess.
Yeah.
Thursdays we can do whatever we want on Thursdays.
That's why he's allowed.
Yeah, he's like, I'll allow it.
Yeah.
Well, I can't remember what the next story is. Fubo TV?
No, credit card scam.
Credit cards. Oh, gosh, another credit card scam?
Yeah, well, now
these people have one job. To charge you very high interest if you can't make your payment and to keep your information safe.
Well, but this one isn't the credit card company's fault, so.
Okay.
So I'm letting them off the hook.
Justin.
This one is kind of a duh moment. It's like, yeah, you kind of deserve it kind of deal.
Okay.
So a network of knockoff apparel stores exposed 330,000 customer credit cards. So here's what happened.
Okay.
So if you went online looking for, what's one of the big brands? Like a knockoff Louis Vuitton bag or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
If you went on one of these knockoff sites to go order one, there's a pretty good chance your credit card information has been compromised.
Oh, my.
It's because what has happened is since January 6th, a database containing hundreds of thousands of unencrypted credit card numbers and corresponding cardholders' information has been spilling onto the open web. At the time it was pulled off on Tuesday, the database had about 330,000 credit card numbers, cardholder names, and full billing addresses, and rising in real time as customers placed new orders. The data contained all the information that a criminal would need to make fraudulent transactions and purchases using a cardholder's information. The card numbers belonging to customers made purchases through a near identical online stores claiming to sell designer goods and apparel. But the stores had the same security problem in common. Anytime a customer made a purchase, their credit card data and billing information was saved in a database which was left exposed to the internet without a password. Anyone who knew the IP address of the database can access the reams of unencrypted financial data. So I have a small list of some of the websites.
Okay.
So if you shopped at spraygroundusa.com, ihuahebuy.com, ihuahebuy.com, igoodlinks.com, ibuysbuy.com, lichenshop.com, LICHENG shop.com, HZOUS HOP.com, HAOHangshop.com, twinklebubble.store, and spendidbuy.com. If you bought from those sites in the past few weeks, you may want to consider contacting your banking credit card company because your credit card information, there's a 99.999% chance your credit information has been exposed.
And in that case, get a A new card with new numbers reissued, probably.
Yes, immediately.
And for the love of God, stop shopping on knockoff products.
Yeah,
I was kind of waiting for that to come through, Joe, but I mean, you did like a 7-part series on, shopping stuff before
Right.
Christmas that I feel like kind of covered that. But
Yeah.
I'm amazed we have to cover it again.
Yeah. Well, this is the reason why. This is
This
why.
is it.
Yeah.
I
This
mean,
is why I covered because I know you guys
Gosh.
get tired of me, preaching the same sermons, but this is why I do it.
Yeah, it's so important though. I mean, that's the thing. That's what I mean. You took 7 shows to cover this for people to help them out, and then I'm not saying obviously they're not listening to our show and listening to your tips of the week,
Right.
or else they know this.
Right. And here's the thing.
So share this show with those people that need to hear it.
Let's put this all in perspective. So, and I'm just spitballing numbers. I don't know the prices. So if you see this and I'm not even close by the price, just ignore it. So let's say you're looking at a Louis Vuitton bag that's $150 retail. Well, you find it on one of these jackleg sites for $60, and you buy it. Okay, and you actually get the thing. Well, now your credit card information is online. So how much time, money, and effort are you having to put into this to get a new credit card and get all your banking stuff straightened out? And then once your new credit card comes in, all that stuff that you have automatically hitting that credit card, Amazon, bills, blah, blah, blah. Now you have to spend that time to put that new credit card on all those websites. And most of the time you'll forget about 1 or 2 websites when you try to log in to Netflix, and Netflix says, nope, your credit card or your account has been canceled.
Mm-hmm.
So how much money have you really saved when instead of spending that extra money to go buy the actual name brand and supporting the company that actually has that actual brand?
Yeah, when you go through, I mean, just the time hassle alone.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. 'Cause,
Right.
I mean, the whole kite analogy. I'd have definitely paid $40 to not spend an hour and a half reeling that kite in.
Right.
And it's the same thing with this, but I mean, this is serious.
Yeah.
You're taking serious time plus and I don't know how far you see past it because you have way more knowledge about these kind of things, but the other ramifications of what could happen, like your credit, just surely that could bleed over into other things if someone's stolen your information and
Yeah, because
I mean, I'm assuming there's a risk, maybe not a big risk, but you would know more than I would. But
yeah, because at this point, if they're not encrypting your credit card numbers, there's a good chance they didn't encrypt anything. Meaning,
like your address, the billing address, and all
well,
that.
that stuff was, but here I'm gonna take it to another level.
Yeah.
Let's say they want you to create a login so you can go back and check your orders and make the order easier next time.
Yeah.
Let's say they don't encrypt that password and you use that same password on everything you have.
Now, who would do a thing like that, Joe?
I know it's crazy, huh? So now,
Why aren't you looking at Justin when you say it? Why are you looking right at me, Joe?
because you made the comment.
I know. Gosh, I changed it. It's no longer password 123. It's 12345.
Password.
Well, yeah, password 123.
Okay.
I added 2 more digits, Joe.
Well, there
It got
you
more
go.
complicated.
Yeah. So now, if you have that password on multiple sites, you literally have given them the keys to the kingdom.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. But
Yeah.
Gosh, come on, people. Those discount or whatever you want knockoff
yeah.
products are not worth your security and the hassle. Okay.
Dang.
Listen to Joe's tips of the week. Spread the word. All right. Anyway, Fubo TV.
Yes. So
Yes.
Yeah, I have some more bad news for you.
Oh no, I don't know anything about Fubo TV.
So well, you're getting ready to learn a little more. So if you have Fubo TV, get ready for a price hike.
Oh boy.
So Fubo TV is raising their prices as much as $20 per month.
Wow.
Yeah. So with this price change, Fubo TV is adding $5 to its monthly base package, and if you live in one of the markets where they have the Valley Sports RSN network, there is now an RSN fee ranging from $11 to $15 per month automatically. This all comes as Fubo TV recently dropped AMC-owned networks. Fubo TV has been adding many networks, but many complained that these networks were offered free on other services or have little value. So basically, so let me finish this and I'll talk about it a little more. Fubo TV has long sold itself as the go-to place for sports fans. The addition of RSNs will likely help, but many are still upset by the lack of Turner networks, making it hard to watch many sporting events. Fubo TV is not alone in this recent price hike. Comcast and others have been raising their prices by $5 or more for many customers, which we know that we've discussed that in many recent episodes.
Well, do you want the numbers?
Let's hear them, sir.
Justin, get the telephone ready.
Okay.
In 2022, they only had an annual revenue of $9.49 million. So they only grew 50% over 1 year.
Oh, is that all?
That's it. They only had a 50% growth. And let me get back to this one. Yeah, so they're struggling. This year they closed the end of the year with a $219 million revenue, and they actually got a total increase of 40% over the year to finish up. So that 40% increase and that $219 million revenue just wasn't enough. We have to help them.
Yes.
So they're going to have to raise prices on people that use their services in order to cover that lack of enough revenue generated. So
and take away channels while they're at it.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's a double. They just can't afford it.
Yeah.
$219 million in domestic revenue is just not enough. Justin, get the telephone ready.
Yep.
8675 309.
Any area code, they all
Yeah,
work.
there you go. I forgot the area code. Any area code works. Just insert your own. Make one up.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. Let's help out Fubo TV.
$75 a month, starting the
Jeez.
base rate for a package with them.
Who sits in that meeting and says, you know what, boys, we didn't make enough. We got to jack up prices. We're right. It's right for the picking. We can make more. Imagine if we could make more.
Exactly. And take away content.
Hey.
Yeah, so this is my chief complaint is, Fubo's telling that they've added networks in the place of AMC. Well, that's fine, but when the customers go, wait a minute, timeout. Yeah, you've added content, but it's the same content that I can get literally anywhere else online legally for free.
Yeah.
So what value are you really adding?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like Dave asking for a 5-gallon bucket of concrete, and I bring him a 5-gallon bucket of glue. It's like, well, it's a 5-gallon bucket regardless.
It's got something in it.
Yeah. You needed a 5-gallon bucket with a substance inside. There you go. So what more do you want?
Just pay up and let's go on.
Yeah. How about what I actually need or what I actually paid for?
Yeah, gosh. This streaming content's getting crazy, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be a race to see what you could get on the cheap, but now I feel like it's kind of turned and all of them are starting to
It's going
raise
back
prices.
it's kind of going back to the way of the cable networks. It's like they used to be cutthroat competitive, and now they all kind of like it's slowed down. It's like, okay, well now let's just kind of team up almost and just kind of nitpick now.
Okay. Fubo TV users, be aware.
Yep. The price hikes are coming.
And you got to support those shareholders. They got to make more.
Exactly.
They got yachts and mansions to pay for. I just feel like we're squeezing the average person that works just to death. Thou shall not watch TV unless you pay out the eyes for it.
Yeah. And instead of nickel and diming you to death, it's $5 to $10 a time.
Yeah, that's not even like a small increase.
No.
That's crazy. Okay, well, I don't subscribe to their services, so I feel safe in that. I will save my money and continue to not have a TV. All right, well, Joe, you're reviewing a phone today. You got the new Pixel 7.
Yes.
What'd you have before?
The Pixel 6. Well, I had a garbage can that had a Pixel logo on it.
All right.
So you had the 5 and loved it, and then the 6 you had some issues with?
Well, I had the 3, and the only reason I got rid of the 3 was because T-Mobile called me. Is like, yeah, that phone, once we flip on the 5G bands, it's gonna not work. I was like, oh well, then I probably should upgrade then.
Yeah.
So I bought the Pixel 6. Regretted every second of that decision. And
Who would have thought? I mean, you'd think that'd be a pretty safe upgrade to go from the 3 to the 6, and then
Yeah, I mean, literally every Google Pixel phone, or even back to the Google Nexus phones I'd ever had, I loved every one of them. Then 6 came along, and it's like, you're worthless. Like, you're almost like Apple-like.
I want so bad to insert the joke on the operating systems from Microsoft, but I cannot for the life of me remember the bad one.
Which one?
Exactly.
Windows ME, Windows Vista.
Vista.
Okay.
I remember when that was the deal, and we were like, all right, let's upgrade. They're like, holy cow, Joe, fix us back, because this is horrible.
Yeah, but you would not believe the money I made when Windows 7 came out. Because Vista was such a resource hog that Windows 7 required like more hardware specs, but would still run better on Vista machines because it wasn't such a resource hog. Because literally, I'd have customers come to me and complain, "Oh, Vista's slowing my system down, blah blah blah." I was like, "Why don't we upgrade you to Windows 7?" I would upgrade to Windows 7, and it's like, it was like the aha moment. They fell in love. Oh, this is great! It's so much better, so much faster. It's like, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Vista was hot garbage.
I liked XP.
Yes.
XP is by far my favorite.
Yeah, it's almost like now it was kind of a hop. It was like a tick and a talk. Like the ticks were good operating systems, the talks weren't. And it started about 2000 because when the year 2000 came around, everybody wanted a new operating system to be ready for the Y2K bug. So they came out with Windows ME, and that was just a nightmare. Then we had 2000, which is Then we had XP was good, Vista was garbage, 7 was awesome, 8 was a disaster,
What are we on now?
11.
Yeah, I don't even remember 8.
I don't even remember 11.
Well, that's what you're on now.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
8 was the one where
Gosh.
Apple tried to be like, Microsoft tried to be like Apple and go, Apple has their operating system for their computers. They have their operating system for their iPhones and iPads. You know what we're going to do? We're going to put both in one. So no matter if you have a laptop or a tablet, it'll be the exact same operating system. And that was a train wreck.
Yeah. I will say I do appreciate the fact that like my phone and computer sync,
Yes.
so I can utilize all that stuff. That is great.
Doesn't that make it nice?
Yeah. All right. Anyway, Justin, I don't know what you got us off on this tangent for.
Yeah.
But we need to go back to the Pixel 7.
All right.
So I've had this Pixel 7 for a couple of months now. I was very blessed in finding a golden opportunity Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend. Google was doing an offer where if you had a Pixel 6 and wanted to upgrade to the Pixel 7, you could trade yours in, and they had the phone itself on sale. So literally, I was able to upgrade to the Pixel 7 for $20.
Nice.
So I was like, most definitely, because there's no possible way it can get any worse than what I already have. So I did. So I've had it for 2 months. So to give you an idea of how long I've had this to review. So let's go through the specs real quick. It's 6.1 inches tall, but the specs also say that the screen is 6.2 inches tall. So I don't know how that works. Again, math's not my strong point, but I don't know how a screen could be longer than the physical device itself. But that's just me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an engineer either, but that seems kind of sketchy.
Yeah. I'm not an engineer and I don't drive a train, but.
What? A train?
Yeah, train engineer.
I gotcha.
Yeah, okay.
I was gonna say, drive it. They follow the tracks. You don't even. I mean, it's just stop and go. At that point. And I feel like even that's automated anymore.
The phone is 2.9 inches wide. It's 0.3 inches thick. It comes in 3 colors: lemongrass green, snow white, and obsidian black. The battery life, it has a beyond 24-hour battery life and up to 72-hour battery life with extreme battery saver. It also includes fast charging with a 50% charge in about 30 minutes with Google's 30-watt USB-C charger and USB PD 3.0 wireless charging sold separately. It's wireless Qi certified for your wireless chargers. It has battery share capability. It comes with 8 gigs of RAM, and as far as storage goes, you have 2 options. You can get it in 128 gigabyte or 256 gigabyte storage. The processor is a Google Tensor G2 Titan M2 security coprocessor. It has, of course, built-in security, and they're now offering the built-in Google VPN powered by Google One. The camera is a 50 megapixel quad Bayer wide camera, and it has, I'll read through this, and it has a laser detect and focus sensor, spectral and flicker sensor, electronic image stabilization and fast camera launcher. The front camera, the front-facing camera, is a 10.8 megapixel camera. The rear camera can record 4K videos in either 30 or 60 frames per second, and also can do 1080p video recordings in 30 or 60 frames per second. The front camera can also shoot 4K videos in 30 to 60 frames per second. Here's where I like it. The authentication, the security, comes with fingerprint unlock with under the display fingerprint sensor. It now has the face unlock, so you can use your face to unlock your phone. It also has a pattern, of course, the classic pattern, PIN, or password. It has a dual SIM capability. You can actually use a physical SIM card or an eSIM. And it also is M3-T4 HAC rating certified for the hearing aid compatibility. So if you have a hearing aid, you can link it with this phone.
Hold on, what?
Yeah.
It acts like a Bluetooth?
Yeah, you can sync it with your hearing aid device.
Somebody's super smart.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. That's off the charts smart.
Yeah.
You know what? People with hearing aids shouldn't have to hold the phone up to their hearing aid and deal with that, because I'm sure that would be an issue because of the little microphones that stick out and stuff.
Right.
And it'd be uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah, just make them like a Bluetooth ear pod.
Yeah, and sync it, and you're good
Sync
to go.
it, yeah, you don't need. That's awesome.
Yes, I was tickled to see that.
Huh.
And in the security and OS updates, Google is promising 5 years of updates.
Yeah. I still can't get past, you know, these little phones. They're so small,
Yeah.
but you can do, you could run the world on one. I mean, I almost feel like that My Pillow guy that says I don't have a computer, everything I do on my phone.
Right.
Which I think is incredibly dumb, just because I use my computer all day, every day.
Right.
But wow,
But
if I had to, I can send emails from my phone. I can call everybody I need to. I can work out super complicated math equations that I don't even understand because I can just Google them.
Right.
I can watch YouTube videos on how to fix my car.
Right.
I mean,
But think about it, Dave. So
this little thing right here,
Right.
magic in your pocket.
let's say you had like 100 people working under you. You had
I
one
do
person.
actually.
Well, like not just in one branch, not overall.
Yeah.
I'm saying like let's say you
That's
had.
Roane County.
Hear me out here.
I like messing with you though.
I know. And it's working. Let's say like you literally had one person, their entire job was just writing grants.
Yeah.
And you had one person, their entire job was just making sure the daycare here stayed functioning. And if you had like 100 people just doing what your daily task, then yeah, you could run patch off of your phone.
Oh no, I mean seriously though.
Yeah, because
you're on the money.
Yeah. Yeah, so when he makes that statement, yeah, we're sitting there thinking, oh, that's ludicrous. But when you have the money to pay, like, I don't know how many people has working for him, but let's say 100 people just in his office, with each person having one dedicated job, yeah, that frees up a lot of time to be able to handle stuff just from your email, because then you don't have to go run back to the computer to write another grant. You can call whoever's in charge of the grant department, hey,
Yeah.
we need this grant fixed or whatever.
Oh no, you're 100% on the money. I remember when we first got cell phones, smartphones.
Mhm.
Like, we had the little Palms, and I remember Zach Zadanek, who worked for us for 16 years. You know, we were both like, man, I don't know about these foo-foo phones and all that. If I need to talk to somebody, I just want to call them. I want to talk to them and
Right.
texting. You know, that's what middle schoolers are going to do. You know?
Right.
And by golly. It didn't take but a couple of months, and we both changed our tune.
Yes.
We were like, texting is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Because we go in and out of schools a lot. We go in and out of daycares, and I don't feel it's appropriate to have your phone in a school.
Right.
So there's enough distractions and so forth. But to be able to text somebody and then they can get it whenever they get back on their phone and so forth.
Right.
Oh, it was the best thing since sliced bread. And we were both like, I can't believe we were so resistant.
Yeah, I mean, well, like last night, for example, I was at the bowling alley, and I literally scheduled a meeting with a new potential client Friday afternoon, just sitting in the bowling alley.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and
that's
it it wasn't a long conversation. It was like 4 text messages back and forth, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's we utilize throughout our patch system. And I'm serious. We have like 100 employees in Roane County,
Right.
and it is so nice to text somebody and to be able to shoot them a document. You know, like we have all our documents. You've set it up, you know the deal, through OneDrive and
Right.
stuff. And so I can go on my phone to OneDrive and kick an incident report or a timesheet or whatever, attendance sheet to these people that work for us with no problems.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, oh, they need a timesheet. Okay, well, there you go. Boom,
Yeah.
send it. And it's crazy. I'd love to be able to go back in time, go like back 50 years ago and say, hey, check out this little thing.
Yeah.
Look at the magic. They'd be like, that's some sort of voodoo.
Yeah. Well, I saw a picture on Facebook.
You must be a witch.
I saw a picture on Facebook last night that just is mind-boggling and astonishing all at the same time. It was a picture of the Statue of Liberty. There was a color picture, then a black and white photo, and it was a guy that posted the black and white photo. Said that was a picture his like great grandpa had taken with an expensive high resolution camera at that time, like in the 30s.
Yeah.
He said, "I just took this with my phone."
Oh, that yeah.
Yeah, and it's
your
just
phone to be a camera and stuff.
yeah, and it's just mind-blowing. It's like, you know, it's in color. Two, the
Oh,
detail
yeah.
is so much better.
Well, you're talking, 50 megapixel.
Yeah.
I can remember back when they first came out with digital cameras, and like 8 megapixel was so big.
Yeah, I remember almost taking a bookshelf to the head at Walmart on Black Friday for a 5 megapixel Kodak.
Yeah, isn't
camera.
that crazy? And now
Yeah.
your phone has 50.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you can take professional photography type pictures if you know how with your phone.
right.
And like I like to switch to black and white, and I can do it in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, it's so it's just mind-boggling. Anyway, so Pixel 7. Let's get back to what Justin.
Yeah, like battery sharing. Is that something you mentioned?
Yes.
What is that?
So let's say
you could give me a charge.
yeah,
For your
literally.
phone?
Yeah, so like let's say you and I are out somewhere and your phone's almost dead, but I have a full charge. I can, I don't know if it does it wirelessly. That I'm not sure about, but literally I could take a USB-C to USB-C cable, plug my phone in, plug your phone in, and give you some charge off of mine to
Nice.
get you by.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we can do that too with Samsungs. I'm not sharing any battery with you, but
The capability's there, Justin. Just
Yeah.
don't expect it from Dave.
Yeah.
battery's valuable, man.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I don't care that much. I don't use my phone throughout the day as much as it doesn't run down too bad. No, I do have some days, like if we're out the farm or something, there's no service,
Right. Oh yeah, that'll.
it'll drain it.
Yeah.
But that's hey, worth it.
Right.
Winning.
Yep.
The farm's awesome. The chickens are wonderful.
How's the chickens go? Did the chickens survive the
Oh, yeah.
Christmas flash freeze and all
Oh
that?
yeah, Kenny and Becky and the kids that work out there for us, they're awesome. They do such a good job. They go out on weekends. Justin's out there a lot. So between Justin, Kenny, and Becky as adults and the high school kids we got working for us, the farm is always fine. And chickens are hardy as long as you take care of them appropriately, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So we had, the chicken trailers. That
Mhm.
is a trailer with a house on it, essentially. And we have heated waterers, and they have plenty of food, and it's all inside. So they can go in, and we winterize them, so to speak,
Yeah.
by closing out all the gaps that let wind roll through.
Right.
That we do in the summer. They get plenty of good ventilation in the summer, but still get shade. And in the winter, they can, and the automatic doors open and stuff, but in the winter, they can go inside that, and it's closed off pretty well, so there's not a lot of wind. So chickens are hardy. As long as they don't get wet or have a place to be dry, I guess is a better way of saying it,
Yeah.
they can get through because they fluff their feathers and tuck in warm air, and they're fine. So keep them out of the wind, keep them dry, they'll survive whatever. And as long as they have water, so, our chickens do fantastic. They lay throughout the winter, where a lot of chickens don't.
Have you guys had much trouble with the eggs and all that?
Now the eggs will freeze, but that's where
Well, I'm talking with this whole egg shortage. Have you had any trouble with your chickens laying eggs?
no, our chickens do good.
Okay.
Now we're getting ready to we got 25 new chickens. I don't know, 6 months ago maybe, something like that. It was over the summer because it was hot. I remember that. And then we're getting ready to get 25 more, just because we had around 75 chickens, and we used to have, when all 75 were laying, and because chickens from laying age of about 8 months to about 2.5 years. That's their golden years of laying a lot of eggs, and then they drop off pretty dramatically. Our flock is about 3 or 4 years old now from our original
Oh wow.
group, so we were losing eggs, and then a hawk and raccoons and minks kind of got into them. So we were down to about 20 chickens, and then I finally found somebody that sells pullets, and so that means they're about ready to lay eggs.
Yeah.
So we got 25, and we're kind of building back up. But in our heyday, we had enough eggs for our daycares, and then we had enough to send out to the seniors in 4 and 6 packs on the senior meals once a month. I mean, we had eggs galore. It was amazing.
That's just crazy.
So we got to get back to that, but we love sending out in the community. So anyway, yeah, all right.
Yeah, they're saying with bird flu that has swept through.
It's decimated the egg.
We're gonna have to get used to our eggs being more expensive at the grocery store for a while.
Which I think is ridiculous anyway. I mean, 99 cents for a dozen eggs is just utterly ridiculous. You figure, for a person, 2 eggs is a meal.
Yeah.
And you're only wanting to pay like 10 cents an egg, less than that, 9 cents an egg, 18 cents for a meal. Come on, that's cheating the chicken farmer. I mean, it really is.
Right.
So that's what we look at our eggs, and I'm like, our eggs are super valuable. They're organic. They're out on grass. They're free range for the most part. They have a fence, but they get out every day.
Well,
and super healthy.
Yeah, literally. Do you know what the true definition of free range is through the USDA?
Oh yeah.
It's like, what is it, 12,
a 10 by
18?
10 space that they can have the ability to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. You watch Super Size Me too.
Yes, I did. Yes, I have. Yes.
And here's the crazy part. Zach texted me from Colorado and showed me the thing. They just passed a law in Colorado that all chickens now have to be free range.
Well, that's not hard.
That's add the 10 by 10 space, but it will change. Or no, I'm sorry, not free range. They have to be cage free. So there'll be no more caged chickens. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, they put a chicken in a foot-by-foot cage. They put a gazillion of them in a building, and that's all they do. They eat, drink, and lay eggs in a foot-by-foot cage, 12 by 12.
Right.
And that's their life, and they're super unhealthy for the chicken. No fresh air, no sunshine, nothing like that. No grass, obviously. So now they all have to be cage-free. But that's going to raise the price of eggs, which, again, I'm a proponent of. Raise the price, get healthy eggs. Let's feed our kids and our families healthy eggs.
Yeah.
And let the chickens live a little better life. Anyway. Justin, why are we talking
Pixel
about
7.
chickens when we're supposed to be reviewing the Pixel 7?
Yeah.
See what you're dragging us off. Justin's like, hey, I want to talk about chickens today.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it on the phone.
So do you guys have any other questions about the phone before I hit the pros and cons?
Well, we've talked about your phone before, so I feel like all my questions have been answered.
Okay.
Other than the fact of when do I get to try it out, to get home for a little test drive.
This one, I'm going to be honest with you, I won't let this one go.
I understand.
Now, I would have gladly let you have the Pixel 6.
Thanks, Joe. Please take this, lose it in the river.
Yeah.
When that bridge moves, make sure it's in there somewhere.
Yeah. Make sure it's in the path.
Yeah. All right, so give us some pros here.
All right, so the pros is, for starters, it's way better than the Pixel 6. Of course, I think a pencil and a pad of paper would have been better than the Pixel 6.
Hold on, let me interrupt you just for a minute. Excuse me, Joe. So, Justin, keep in mind for our Joe star pick here.
Yeah.
He's coming off a bad experience and jumping into a new one, so he's kind of in that honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as you start thinking about your star rating for Joe.
The next pro is the better battery life. I get a lot of emails. I get a lot of notifications during the day with all the social medias I work on.
Well, you're a technology guy. I text you at least 3 times a day.
Yeah, that's just to see how I'm doing.
You're looking. I knew you were coming in today, but my computer, the internet didn't fire up again this morning, which is so weird because I went for like 2 weeks where I didn't have a problem.
Yeah.
In the past 2 days, it's back to not having internet when I come in. But
let's move. Remind me next week. Let's move you over to Wi-Fi and let's see if it's that cable or not.
We tried that. It's not that.
I don't think we've moved you over to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah. Anyway, so I was like, I'm not gonna message you. We'll see you in an hour, and I'll remember to tell you. And it took till now to remember. Probably. Anyway, so yeah. So keep going.
And the last pro is it now includes the face unlock feature, which I find quite handy.
I can see that because you do a lot of work on computers and stuff, and I imagine while you're busy with your hands doing stuff, that the last thing you want to do is set down all your tools and all right, I gotta use 2 hands to log in here.
Yeah. So now the cons.
Okay.
These are kind of biggies for me. Yes, it has a face unlock feature, but it's still a little buggy.
Really?
Yeah. Like there's times I'll get that there's not enough light, and like I'm in a well lit room. But if I pick it up a little closer to my face, like instead of looking down at it, point it straight forward, it seems to fix it. Or if I'm just sitting there, just kind of leaning my hand on my face, it says face mask detected. Please remove your face mask. I'm like, I don't have a face mask. And that's the biggest one I get. It's like if I'm just sitting there kind of leaning like this and pulling my phone up, like, face mask detected. I'm like, no. Now I can see if I'm going like this, but putting my hand on the side of my face, that's not a face mask. So it needs a little work. The fingerprint scanner, it's better than the Pixel 6, but there's still a long way to go on it.
Now, do you have to put your finger on the screen?
Yeah, it's like built right into the screen.
I'm just gonna say this,
See,
it's for what it's worth, but you should go to Samsung because mine does it on the on button.
Ooh.
Yeah, baby. I love it.
That would be nice.
Yeah, because you just hold your thumb over, which is kind of crazy because it's a really small button, but somehow it reads my thumbprint.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't have to do the screen.
Hmm.
Some of that, Joe. Now he's down to 4 stars at least, Justin.
Yeah.
You see how that works? Kerpow!
Yeah. So that is my pros and cons on the Pixel 7.
Well, you made it hard because I didn't think you were going to come with that many cons or that
Strong of
strong
cons.
of cons.
Yeah.
Yeah, so because you're super happy. I know just from talking to you over the last month or two that the Pixel 6 stinks and this is just wonderful. But now I'm second guessing my Joe's rating.
Yeah, because going from the Pixel 6 to the Pixel 7, it's an 8 out of 5 stars.
Oh yeah.
But
you're gonna be happy. Though.
Yeah, but for an honest device review itself, where do I rate?
But that's what I like about your reviews, Joe. You're honest, but you're fair, but you're also honest. Like I would have gotten caught up in the glow and been like, anything's better than what I had, so heck yeah, 5 stars. Let's roll with that. But I like that you're more sensible than I am. So so you're like Tom out here. Got to take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
It is wonderful to be upgraded, but
Right.
I don't know, Justin. Where are you falling?
4.5.
I'm going 4 because I know this is Joe's world. He's a technology
Yeah.
guy, and so to get 5 out of him, you gotta hit home runs.
Well, guys, I'm happy to report Dave hit the nail on the head.
Yes.
So Justin overbid, but Dave wins both prizes.
That's why Joe and I are besties.
Yeah.
So
Do you notice that when you log in remotely on my computer, I always it says your name, and I always put Joe's bestie.
yes.
You've never mentioned it, not once in the past 10 years that you've remoted in.
No, but I always
that's been my go-to.
Yeah, but I always chuckle when I see it.
Okay. Yeah, I've been waiting for you to say, oh yeah.
No, but I have one other customer's computer. Her nickname is Dory from Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
And so literally, I named her computer name. It says it has her office name - Dory. So
Yeah.
whenever it logs in, it says Joe McDonald is connected to Dory.
Yeah.
And she gets mad every time. When
Wait a minute. What nickname do I get?
Well, it just says Patch Dave. That's
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, even it's hard to tell what you get.
Oh no, you would see
That guy bothering me again.
No, you would see it as soon as it connects. You would see what I have it labeled as.
Oh, okay.
So see, apparently it's nothing too bad, or you would have remembered it.
I probably don't even see it. I'm just happy somebody's willing to look at my computer again. I'm like, oh, I gotta bother Joe again. How do I get myself into these things?
Very carefully.
Randomly and sporadically. Anyway, all right. So, a 4 star is still pretty good because, like I say, I feel like you're very critical because it's your job, your business.
Right.
So I know how important your phone is to you, and I know how bad the 6 beat you up.
Yes.
So yeah, I think 4 is still pretty good because I'm assuming like your phone is probably your main work tool. Or your laptop.
It's a tie between both of them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say I am probably on my phone more than my laptop because I'm closing in deals and.
Well, just communication gets
Yeah.
more so in your phone than laptop. That's why I gave it the nod.
Yeah.
Because not only can you do work from it, but it is also your lifeline of communication.
Right.
Okay. Well, 4 stars. So if I'm assuming your deal is if anybody's leaving the market for a new phone, look at the Pixel 7.
Yes, especially if you're an Android fan.
Yeah.
If you're an Android fan, definitely give the Pixel 7 a look. And do not, under any circumstances, go cheap and get the Pixel 6. I'm to the point now, like, if you get a Pixel 6, you've heard me bash it, and you still decide to get the Pixel 6, don't call me. I will not give you advice. My only advice would be, you should have bought the Pixel 7. I don't care if they're giving them away. I wouldn't take it if they give them away.
Yeah.
It's like, you get what you deserve. That's the prize you win for playing the game.
How long did you have to suffer with the 6?
Oh,
Too
gosh.
long.
Forever. 6 months at least, right?
Yeah, it's about 6 months.
Yeah.
It was under a year, but it was.
I remember when you
long
got it,
6
you're
months.
like, oh, this thing's terrible.
Yeah.
I had to, but it's terrible.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, how long do you have to suffer? A couple years. And you're like, oh, no.
Yeah, it was so bad that I almost, there was some nights I laid awake considering going back to iPhone. That's how bad it was.
Really?
Yeah.
Man,
Oh my.
that's a big step.
I know.
That's like panic button.
Yeah,
That's like DEFCON 4.
Yeah, that's like Joe needs mental health.
Yeah, we're gonna nuke something. Cause,
Yeah, yeah.
wow. Okay. Well, I'm glad the 7 worked out for you. It sounds awesome. I have a hard time. I've had Samsung forever.
Right. Well, my own, and this is, I always say this is my only complaint about Samsung, Motorola, any of those,
Mhm.
is they come with their own software preloaded.
It's awesome.
And, well, from my standpoint, it's a pain in the butt.
You'd love it.
Yet I convinced you to go to the Google phone app, not Samsung's phone app, because you got the spam call feature.
Well, I got a tech guy that helps me out with all that stuff,
Right.
so I don't have to deal with it.
So how awesome is when you're, and that's my chief complaint is
That's
that
wonderful.
the manufacturers put their
Yeah.
stuff first and try to hold you into that,
Well, you just got to get a guy that takes care of that for you.
and that I have issues with that.
Yeah, I don't, because I got a guy.
All right, that's right. You know somebody.
So therefore, it's awesome.
But when your guy has nobody else to call, it's like, hey, how can you fix this?
My
You
guy
know.
works this stuff out. I don't have to worry. I'm in good shape here. I talk to him like 3 times a week,
Yeah.
minimum.
Oh, I forgot. I had a thumb drive for you. I forgot to bring you in this morning.
Sweet.
Well, I gotta hit the road, boys.
All right.
See you next week.
All right, see you, Justin.
Yeah, Justin's got a meeting up to high school. Got to run him out of here.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's about it anyway.
Yeah.
I think. So if anybody needs to get a hold of you, Justin, what's the phone number? I'm joking. He's out of here.
Yeah, he was spouting numbers going down the hall.
Mumbling to himself, and everybody in the hallway is like, "What is he saying?" 8675. Isn't that a song?
Yeah.
Boy, Justin. All right, Justin's been a great addition to the show. Now
Yes,
that
he
he's
has.
left, we'll talk good about him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the adult in the situation.
Most times he is. I agree with that. We tasked him. He's like, "Hey, what's my role here?" And I was like, "Keep us on track."
Yeah.
That lasted like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He
Well,
didn't even try anymore.
yeah. Well, that's like now that Cena's Rowan County clerk.
Yeah, yeah.
I have hired an employee. I hired my cousin to work for me full time,
Oh, family. Oh boy.
and now he does very well. Nick does a great job, and I told him going out, I was like, look, because he's helped me out with projects over the years, and I told him, I said, look, I said, you have one job. It's not an easy job.
Yeah.
I said, you know, one of these projects, like, you're always falling behind me, make sure I leave, and I leave with everything that I came in with.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. I was like, well, that's your job.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, is to make sure the office, everything at the office gets taken care of, and make sure that I stay on task, and I know where I'm going, and you just pretty much take care, make sure I'm on task at all times. He said, okay. I'm like, no, you don't realize what,
Uh-huh.
because when my attention span is like this thick, that lasts this long, I said, that's not good for me.
Yeah, yeah. It's funny you say that because like Denise runs most of the stuff behind the scenes at Patch.
Right.
And then we have Bree. We had a Bree, a year or 2 ago,
Mhm.
and she takes on a pretty heavy role there. And we do a lot for 4 people: myself, Justin, Bree.
Oh yeah, most
You know,
definitely.
as far as like office, and then you have Betty, who does a wonderful job on the daycare side. There's a lot wrapped into that. Holy cow!
Yeah.
And then and then you got Kenny, who plays multiple roles, and Becky. So for 7 people, we cover a ton of ground.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's so hard for me to stay where I'm supposed to be and what time I'm supposed to be there.
Right.
But everybody else picks up so much slack. I know what you mean. That's
Yeah.
so nice to have. Like I know we were talking about data points Monday or Tuesday. And Bree's like, okay, I got this. I'll take care of that. And I was like, really? Man, that's okay, wonderful. Check one off my list that I was, struggling with.
Right.
And and then yesterday we were doing a walking trail project out at Amma Senior Center, and getting ready to build a pavilion out there and take care of that stuff. And
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it's one of those things where Bree's like, I can whip up some signs. I'll give you some. She's an art major, by the way. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, I'll put that in your cart as things to do because it's right up your alley. But yeah, awesome signs within a short amount of time.
Yeah.
It had taken me days to figure out how to come up with that.
Yeah.
But she just whipped it out, and I was like, can we change? I was like, yeah. Give me 4 or 5 different variations. Like, this is awesome. But good people. We got great people here in our community.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Anyway, I don't even remember what we were talking about.
We're wrapping up.
Okay. So if anybody needs to get a hold of you,
And give us a call at our office at 304-927-3588. Check out our website at amdigitaltech.com and follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at amdigitaltech for all that. And be sure to subscribe to the podcast, Help Desk with Joe and Dave. We're on all the major platforms, and all of our episodes are hosted by Anchor.fm.
yeah. 4833.
3588.
There we go. That's why I don't need a dongle to try to keep track of. Justin can remember the number, I cannot.
Yeah. Again, that's why we work well, because that's short attention span, Dave.
Yeah. It's not. It's more than a short attention span, but I appreciate the sentiment of keeping it positive. Anyway, all right. So we'll be back in a great show today. You covered a lot of ground, and I know Apple, Fubo TV, and whatever was in between that. Credit card scam.
Yes.
So, folks, Josh, go back through the old shows and listen for Joe's tips of the week. He does a great tip of the week. It takes about 6 weeks worth of information in our small podcast show here, but covers important details about keeping your information safe.
Absolutely.
And that's what I love about this show, Joe. A&M Digital Technology is a local business. You guys take care of everything here locally and take care of everything for Patch. But sharing that information out for consumers, people, small businesses, large businesses, everything you need to know. And by golly, if anybody has a bridge that needs moved, we got the guys to cover it for you.
Well, yeah. So we're going to start a new series.
Oh boy.
The bridge moving was the first thing. So we're going to do an episode of watching ice melt. Then we're going to do an episode of watching water boil. Then we're going to do a special episode watching grass grow.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
I get the feeling you're serious.
No.
Okay. I was going to say, you and Andrew together are a good team. And I feel like you could make something out of that. You ever seen the Seinfeld episode? It's a show about nothing.
Yes.
That's what I felt like you were pitching, but if you were serious like George was. Like, wait a minute, this could be a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, and then you had the homesteader guy that came in for a little bit.
Yeah. Nate.
You guys could pull off watching grass grow.
Yeah, Nate Petrosky. Well,
I felt like there'd be some sort of spin to that.
Well, it was funny. He shows up. Nate Petrosky shows up, and we're hanging out and talking, and his neighbor Steve was the one that kind of made it all happen. And so we're talking, and I said, Steve, do you think Nate will go with you again on an exciting adventure watching the bridge move? And Steve goes, yeah, probably. He said he's always up for something. So I posed the question. I said, Nate, if Steve calls you again and says, I have something exciting as a bridge move, I said, are you going to do it again? He said, probably, but I'm probably going to say, I'm too busy. I just threw a piece of fruit on the floor. I want to watch it rot.
Well, that's the fun part. You make a lot of stuff go on here in the community. It keeps it fun and keeps it interesting. And again, I'll plug Andrew, WVRC, man, live sporting events for Roane County.
Yes.
The bridge move you guys put together, and lots of views on that, lots of fun.
Yeah, I actually had somebody last night at the bowling alley ask me if we're going to cover the new bypass being open. I was like, I don't know.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You got in the new school.
Yeah.
You guys got some work to do there.
It sounds like it.
Well, I mean, that's good though. That means that people enjoy what you're sharing.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, and it's completely crazy. If you would have told me that I would have been spending 2 nights on a roof in the cold talking about a bridge and people enjoying it, like I had Candace Westfall. She caught me in town the other day. Yes, lovely lady. But she chased me down the sidewalk Monday. She goes, Joe, I watched you last night. I love it. You guys were hilarious. I'm like, thank you. And it's like, I personally, we were just doing this, what you and I are doing,
yeah.
and I didn't think what we was doing was that entertaining, but people were loving it. Like, you guys are hilarious. And I'm like,
in Spencer on a Saturday and Sunday night, what else is there to do?
well, it's like I didn't.
Let's watch a bridge move.
Yeah, it's like I didn't think. I wasn't trying to be funny. We were just
Oh yeah,
doing
yeah.
this.
Well, you know, Joe, you got a lot of experience. You got 10 years experience doing this, so yeah, it's
Right.
gonna be lively and fun. Yeah.
Yes, and to the point, like there was one lady commented at one point Tuesday morning. She'd been up all night watching this. She said her husband literally had just woken up, walked in the living room, saw her, and goes, "Seriously?"
Nice. That's awesome. Oh gosh, yeah. That's it's interesting how I don't know. I will give two things to my life.
Mm-hmm.
Kate Burbank hired me for this job. Her, Chuck Connor, and Wanda Wayne. And what an influence on me in this position as patch director.
Yes.
Kate Burbank was an extension agent at the time.
Yes.
She's since retired, but man, what a role model. Between her, Chuck Connor, and Wanda Wayne, what role models, what great support, and what knowledgeable people, and what a love for our community.
Yeah, I knew Kate.
Now
as
that's Kate and
Yeah.
Candace's sister.
Right.
Now, let me also throw this in there. Candace Westfall, the teacher, was one of my best teachers. She pulled me aside when I was a freshman. She's like, "You're capable." She gave me a pep talk. You know, you're
Mhm.
capable of making all this stuff happen. Don't be a knucklehead. You know, stay on track here. Be a good student. Be a good athlete. You can go places.
Right.
And was just a you know, and I had a lot of great teachers. Mrs.
Right.
Flint, you know, Mrs. Betty Boggs, just
Yeah.
down the line of fantastic teachers. Coach Gary Bender. Those are just naming a couple. Jim Hamrick. But you know, she made an impact on my life.
Yeah.
So, and I never realized, like even when Kate Burbank hired me and mentored me, you know, I was like, I didn't realize they were sisters.
Yeah.
But man, two fantastic people in our community.
Yeah, and I've known both those ladies for a long time.
Yeah.
I knew Kate when she was an extension agent
Yeah,
through
yeah.
4-H. So you know I've
Oh,
known
yeah.
known Kate forever, and then Candace was my high school health teacher.
Yep.
So yeah, I've known both those ladies for a long time, and both phenomenal people.
Oh yeah, I love going over to the market, the antique shop,
Yes.
and talking with Miss Westfall. I still call her Miss Westfall.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard
Yeah.
to not to get out of that.
Well, and there's several Miss Westfalls, but I
Right.
mean, you know, that I call her Miss Westfall because she's my teacher. But
Right.
Candace Westfall, wonderful, lovely lady.
Yes.
Love stopping into the store there.
And that lady does not slow down.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what a ball of energy.
Yeah.
And what a
it-
hard worker.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think, you know, she was a teacher for however many years.
Yeah, 40 or something.
Yeah, and she could have, you know, packed up, moved to Florida, and enjoyed retirement. No, she gets up every day. You know, was it 5-6 days a week the antique store?
Oh, at least 6. Yeah.
Yeah, and goes and works the antique store every day.
Well, you know, and what?
Oh, it's an antique mall. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
antique
huge.
mall. Yeah, and it's part of the whole plan for Spencer of drawing in tourism. So she's a big part of economic development.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and there's a lot of people that have played a massive role in that. You know, Jeff Fetty, Phil and Teresa Holcomb. You know, the mayor, of course, with the vision.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just been what a spur to our community. Because I can remember, I was part of a meeting where there was like 7 or 8 open business buildings downtown.
Mm-hmm.
And it was panic. You know, everybody's like, we have to get them filled. And everybody's like, with what? You know, this is downtown Spencer.
Yeah.
We're rural. You know, we're not really, at that point, we weren't like business focused because
Right.
it's hard to make a small business work, as you know.
Right.
You know, and but people got to work.
Yeah.
You know, they got to work and they said, okay, let's have ideas. Let's figure out what people need. And let's put the right businesses in there so they don't fail and get good people involved. And they started the artist colony and the wineries. You know, and man, what... Today, there isn't a business building open downtown, I don't think.
Well, if it is, it's not open. It doesn't
Right,
stay
it's-
open
it's-
very long.
Yeah, and it's open usually by choice, like renovation or something like
Right.
that. But you know, what a boom. You know, you can't drive through town now. I'm spoiled. I remember the days like there'd be 2 cars at the light, you know, you might have a little bit of a lunchtime rush, but that was
Right.
it. But downtown is busy all the time.
Yeah.
And, you
Yeah,
know, what a wonderful community.
Yeah, I remember like the absolute worst time to go to town would be at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, the buses and everything.
Well, that was when Kelwood was
And
here.
Kelwood was,
yeah,
yeah.
because I remember it was nothing if you hit town at 4 o'clock to literally see a line of cars up Cemetery Hill.
Yeah.
People trying to getting off work at
We'll
Kelwood.
go home, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the buses now cause probably the biggest deal.
Well-
and that's not even that bad, honestly.
No.
I mean, I just came back from Arizona where traffic in Mesa was 6 lanes wide and packed.
Yeah.
Bumper to bumper. I was like, oh gosh, I can't wait to go back to Spencer. I hate this. Whose idea was 6 lanes of traffic bumper to bumper? Come on now.
Yeah, it looks good on paper.
It's amazing when I go to the bigger cities. I'm always hating life, and then I'm ready to come home.
It makes you
And I'm
pretty.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll take my 3 stoplights all day long.
Yeah.
And that's why Kale came over with me during Christmas break, and he's like, oh man, there's like 6 cars at the stoplight. I looked at him, I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, we have to sit here and wait. And I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know, we'll make the next light and get through the light.
He's going to school in Marietta. The traffic in Marietta is way worse.
But they don't drive. They, you know, they
Oh
walk
yeah,
around campus,
he
so-
walks everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, so it's, you know,
so it's no big
the
deal.
only time he goes anywhere, they get on a bus to go to like soccer games or track meets, so he doesn't care.
Okay, well that
Yeah,
makes sense.
because I said the same thing. I was like, Marietta's got to be more busy. He's like,
Yeah.
not for me, it's not. I get up in the morning, I'll walk to class. I was like, oh, that's true.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. I don't know. I love my small hometown.
Yes.
So anyway, we'll end on that. I know we got to wrap up this show. We went about 15 minutes over, but always neat to reminisce and talk about all the wonderful things in our community.
Yes.
And I stopped over at Backwood Ramblings.
Yes.
Is that the actual name?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm not positive, but stopped there one morning and got some dried fruit. My daughter likes dried fruit, and I grabbed it there. And what a great business.
Oh, I love
If you
Backward
haven't
Ramblings.
stopped in there, pop in there. We've got such good little restaurant things going on.
And I'm going to make this plug. If as we're recording this tonight,
Oh,
Thursday night is Family Feud night at Backwood Ramblings. Starts at 7
really?
p.m.
Like game night?
Yeah.
What a great idea.
Yeah, so you bring a team up to 6 people,
Yeah.
and we all play against each other, and Taylor's the host, and she does a phenomenal job. And our team, we go just to goof off and have a good time.
Yeah.
If we win, that's even better. But we get great food,
Yeah.
and and it's
Well, it seems like they expanded what they do, and
Yeah.
they definitely have great coffee and tea.
yes.
And so yeah, very nice. And who owns it? Do you know?
I'm not sure. The names are escaping me. I know Taylor Cook Taylor's the one that usually one of the ones that you normally see. And
That does this? Yeah.
yeah, I don't.
Okay.
I can't
Wait a
remember.
minute,
if she,
locally owned, though, is my point.
yeah, oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely
So-
locally owned. Yes, absolutely.
So definitely, yeah. I mean, take advantage of that. We got such wonderful people here.
Yeah, if you go in there and you can't find something good to eat or to drink, then you're either A, at the wrong place, or 2, you're not even looking.
Yeah, and then they have a little bit more, like, you know, Handy Mart's right here. It's local for me. Local buys in, I can walk there in
Right.
1 minute. So I love Handy Mart. And the Freshwaters have done such a good job upgrading that. and
Oh,
making it a great place.
yeah.
I'm so thankful because that's, I need something to drink or a quick snack. It's so easy for me to walk to Handy Mart's.
Well, yeah.
Quarter of a
And
block away.
plus
but-
now, they have pizzas and all that right
Oh,
there,
yeah,
so
yeah.
so you can get a hot meal literally just walk up. The
So
street.
it's awesome for what Handy Mart offers, but if you want something a little different or you're uptown, Backwood Ramblings has all the like little bulk foods.
Yeah.
And they do those hot teas and coffees, and I know they have like pepperoni rolls and stuff that are made right there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk them into a vegetarian one, like an Asiago cheese feta something.
Well,
Spanish.
I'm sure if you could convince them, they could. I
Oh.
guarantee they can do it. You just convince
Yeah.
them to do it. But Cena, we always when we go to the Amish country, we always like stocking up on pickled corn, the little pickled baby corn.
Yeah.
Sadie eats that stuff like there's no tomorrow.
Yep.
So Cena literally buys it by the case in there.
Yeah. Nice.
so that makes it so convenient.
I'm not gonna lie. I get Katie. My excuse to go in is to get Katie, dried papaya and mango.
Yeah.
I always come out with some chocolate covered almonds.
Well, it's there.
It's there, and and it calls for me. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, chocolate covered almonds.
Now, have you tried the frozen hot chocolate?
What?
Yeah,
Time out. Let's back up.
Okay.
Hey, how can something be frozen hot chocolate?
order it and you'll thank me later.
Just do it, huh?
Yeah.
Don't question it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
take part. Okay.
It's a milkshake on steroids.
Really?
Yes.
All right, I'll have to try one of those. I'm a big, I like chocolate A, and B, I'm a big milkshake fan.
Yeah. I kept telling Mom and Dad, you need to go in there, you need to go in there. Well,
Yeah.
they go in there anyway and shop, but it's like, I said, go get that.
Yeah.
They did it once, and now it's a weekly thing for them now. They'll,
Really?
At least once a week, they'll go get one.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. And Mom's like, this is so great. I said, now you see why I've been telling you to go do it.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, again, if you're not from Roane County, you should look at coming here and living and retiring because we have an amazing community.
Yes.
If you are in Roane County, thank you very much because you're one of the people that make it spectacular.
Yeah, absolutely.
So excited. We got a lot of good stuff going on, a lot of great local businesses. So that's my plug for, I've been trying to end this show for like 20 minutes. But it's so easy to talk about all the good stuff in Spencer and all the good people.
Absolutely.
And you took me down memory lane there with the West Falls, well, I guess Burbank and West Falls.
Yeah.
The sisters that are just the big pillars and part of our community success. So anyway, we'll be back next week. And if you're not from Spencer, consider coming and visiting. We got several Airbnbs. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Airbnbs and places to stay and breakfast, bed and breakfast. So
And
wonderful little community.
And you may see two locals on a roof talking about the bridge. You just never know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you might be interested in the bypass show that's coming up.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, we'll see you next week, and have a great week.
Yes.